we started driving tractor when we were probably like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old or whatever, driving little carts around, dumping stuff, It's always stuff for you to do when you grow up on a ranch or a nursery. Always wanted to be a farmer and do what I do, I guess, because my dad did. So I'm third generation. My grandfather grew vegetables. My dad, they started out in vegetables, and I think that in '55 they switched all to flowers. So, and I started full time since '80, but of course younger when you grow up on a ranch, you start real young. We have a greenhouse range. We grow stuff inside, and we also grow a lot of field flowers, and we grow pumpkins too as well. We probably grow like 50 different varieties of cut flowers. Probably that's the main thing. Lots of sunflowers and dahlias and stuff. Ship them we used to be shippers out of state, but probably around 2002 we stopped that. We just shipped California. I think the biggest thing we've done is the project in Santa Gloria, which was late 70s, early 80s technology. The way the project is set up is you use a smaller pump taking from the creek up to your pump, a smaller pump, so that you do less, you take less water per hour per minute from the creek, and then you stockpile it in your reservoir, and then from there you water into the sprinkler lines. Instead of taking it right with a big pump from the creek, sprinklers are loose technology. Main lines, new technology. Pumps are newer technology. So I guess we had a 40 horsepower pump, and we replaced it with a 30. But it probably pumps with the smaller nozzle size, the new sprinklers, and the bigger main lines. It probably does 4 times of what the 40 horsepower did. So you water more. You water more at one time with less fuel. It's just different technology. Oh my God, different sprinklers, different pumps, different ways of irrigating. It's way better. The new ones, they're going to take a little while to get used to, because you're using kind of a different system, but you're able to water so much more, so much faster. That it would take probably, I think it would take a week probably before to water what we can water in 2 days. The other way, I think you water with bigger nozzles, the water would run off of the soil a little bit. Where the smaller nozzles it lets it soak in a little better in the ground, and better off because you can water at any time because you use your reservoir instead of the creek. If you have a pump that pumps through a 4-inch plastic line, it takes a lot more force to push it through. Whether you're coming in with 6 and out with 6, it's easier to push. So you're running probably 70, 80 pounds pressure, even when you're running 230, 240 sprinklers. So it gives you more pressure. Your crops grow more even. Instead of at the end of the line, the other system with the old Rainbird, at the end of the line there's no pressure, and you get a lot of what you call like waves in the fields, especially like stuff that we grow like sunflowers. You can see it right away. It gives you a wavy thing. With this is constant pressure, more even. Yeah, because I think you can water more in the morning, like in the summertime where you go off peak hours. So you can run all your stuff in the morning or what have you, and save energy. Whereas the other pump, bigger pump, but you're always having you could never keep up. So you're watering every day, all day. So now you can water when you want, like in the morning, like 2 or 3 days a week instead of every day. They probably would, if you say your place would cost you $3,000, probably running around $2,300 right now. So that's pretty good savings every month. Because it really is, it's kind of it's a different way of farming. So I think my first year, this year, I learned. And there's a few mistakes that you make naturally with the new equipment. But I think this year I'll be better, because I'll know it a lot better. But it's different. It's new technology versus old technology. And like like everybody was saying, it's hard to. I mean, you look at the sprinkler, and this is the old Rainbird here, and this is your new sprinkler. So you go, how does this do what this does? And it's just you go, it won't work. But you got to give it a chance. You got to work with it. Anyway, when you irrigate with this system, it looks like you're in the Salinas Valley. I mean, we got all these sprinklers going, and there's no water in the creek, but we had quite a bit saved up. So, so one of my foremen calls me, and he said, "Hey, the sheriff's here, and he's wondering, where in the hell you're getting all the water." That he had been called to the ranch or whatever, but it was a fact that the reservoir had, stockpile of water, and you're taking it out of there. But if you drive by, the road, it looks like Salinas Valley out there. I think he even drove down to the creek to see what the hell's going on. I mean, where's all this water coming from? I think first of all, because of the smaller pump in the creek, you don't impede on other growers as much downstream because you're taking a little bit. The way it was before, you had a big pump at the creek, and you're taking too much water. So when you're pumping, everything goes dry in the creek. So now you don't touch it as much because it pumps a little bit all the time. And on the days that are cold or the days that are overcast, you're still pumping into your reservoir, so you're still gaining. And then you use that, I think it's just better for the environment to be taking out of the reservoir than it is out of the creek with a big pump. You take a lot of water at one time from a stream, and it kind of I think takes away a lot from the fish or the habitat in the stream. I think our place would be pretty good, for other people that are interested in changing to come and see it, see the system and see how it works. Because I think it'd benefit a lot of other people. That's what I think we did. We waited, tried to do it the best way we could, so that it would be a perfect place for other people to come and see how it works and if it would work on their place for other farmers. So the next plan is to make the reservoir bigger where there'll be more storage. Our ranch when we bought it in '78, had a little tiny reservoir, real small, and it was enlarged and made bigger in probably like 1982. So, but as the years go by, the building and more people are moving in the valley, so on that creek it's adjudicated, but everybody has every house has a suction hose. So it seems like from the last drought to this drought, there was a lot less water because I think there's a lot more houses in the area. But our dam is just, it can't, especially on dry years, there's just not enough water. And I think we've always kind of wanted that for that place, and I think it would just make the ranch a lot better, and it was going to be easier on the stream. Like this year, it's a different feeling too, because there's no water, and to have storage is everything. I mean, it's like, the creek could be dry, but if you stored enough water and you take it early in the springtime and you stockpiled it up, you'll be fine. But we just can't get enough ahead of us. We don't have enough storage to make it, work on dry years. I never thought this would ever happen. This is really neat. Working with everybody is probably the only way that a farmer can do it today. Because I remember like 10, 15 years ago, we tried to get a permit to make our dam bigger, and there was no way. A farmer, he's got enough to do during the daytime. He can't meet with Fish and Game and all these agencies. Working with everybody that works for you makes it so much easier for a farmer. It's really the only way you can do. I mean, we just never even thought of having a bigger reservoir because we tried, we had permits and meetings and everything for like 10 years, 10, 12, 15 years, and we just never could get it done. But it seems like everybody that is there to help you now, it's a lot easier. It's just, a lot of people give up, I think, because it takes a while, I don't know, I think it was a 2-year thing or whatever. it takes a lot of, it takes a lot of paperwork. It's kind of frustrating a little bit at times, but look at what you have at the end. It's like, God, it's very, very lucky. Very lucky. You don't really kind of realize till you walk down there and you don't hear the little creek running or whatever, and you go, oh my God, no water. Creek. I think the creek's going to say thank you very much. And oh my God, we'll be. It's just, man, when you have water, it's gold.